Hey everyone, Dr. Linda Marquez Goodine here as we continue with our hormone game. Remember, hormones are chemical messengers that are made in one part of the body and they go through the bloodstream to have an impact on another part of the body. We've been talking about how hormones literally control almost everything that's going on in the body. So women, men too, but this is primarily for women. When your hormones get wacky, get out of control, then your moods change, the weight comes in, you can't sleep, you lose the hair, you don't have that beautiful skin anymore. So much happens. So the last time we talked about is one of my favorite ones, which was Queen Esther. You know, I name all my hormones a female name, and that was estrogen was my favorite. But now I'm going to talk about her sidekick, which is progesterone. I say when estrogen is around, progesterone, you better be around to calm her down, because if she gets a little bit out of control, progesterone's like the sidekick, and she's like, all right, queen, we need to chill out. So progesterone, a little bit about her. She is primarily made in the ovaries, also made in the adrenals. What's really interesting about progesterone is when a woman is going through her cycle, after they ovulate, they make progesterone. So if a woman is still having her cycle and she's in her 40s, but she's getting a lot moodier than when she was in her 30s, that's probably a good sign that her progesterone levels are low. Why do I say that? Because progesterone is very calming. She calms you down. And when women have a lot of PMS, they have endometriosis, that's typically because they have more estrogen than they do progesterone, also known as estrogen dominance, but it's primarily because they don't have enough progesterone there to balance it out. So I was going to pull some notes out really quick that I had mentioned in our presentation that we had. So I always call her, she's the bestie, okay? Also, other things, some things people don't know. Actually, progesterone helps make testosterone. Progesterone also helps with the conversion. It impacts your thyroid. That's why a lot of women gain weight as well, because not only are they losing estrogen in their 40s, they're also losing progesterone because they're not ovulating. So what happens is when they start losing progesterone also impacts the conversion of your thyroid hormone from T4 to T3, which is the active one. So it's going to impact your thyroid. She's calming. She impacts cognition. So we're not as sharp as well. So other things, she does impact the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis, so that adrenals help us with our mood, right? GABA is a neurotransmitter that's calming. Also is important for bone and muscle. A lot of people think that estrogen is, but progesterone is also important for bone and muscle. Also reduces the risk of autoimmune conditions. That's why a lot of women start to get more autoimmune conditions as they get older. So that's why understanding hormones, how they work, the hormone game, who are the important players, how can you, what can you do if you choose not to use HRT, hormone replacement therapy. However, progesterone is really, really, really safe. Even women that have had cancer will still take progesterone, because you get your sleep, and when you sleep, a lot of healing happens, a lot of fat burning happens, so it's super important. It also has a lot of, it's also a neurosteroid, meaning that the brain makes it. So there's a lot of protective benefits in the brain. So it doesn't make sense when a doctor will put a female on estrogen and they say, well, you don't have a uterus, so we don't need progesterone. Well, you need progesterone, not just for bikini medicine, which they think, estrogen or progesterone is just to protect, it's for the breast and for the vaginal area. It's the bottom and top and bottom. It's not. It also has neuroprotective benefits. So they, so if you're on, and you need to talk to your doctor about this. If you are on estrogen, you're not taking progesterone, and it's something you need to talk to your doctor, because progesterone also balances out estrogen. So in a regular cycle, a woman is on estrogen. progesterone goes in there and calms her down, balances her out. So it just makes sense. And you shouldn't always be taking it. That's something, once again, you've got to talk with your practitioner, because you can change the dosing around with that. Other things that's so cool about it, I wish I could pull up some of these cool notes that I have. Something that's very common, cyclical headaches are often due to low progesterone. So if a woman's going through that change of life, it's because of usually low progesterone. So even a lot of research has shown that there's a lot of reproductive benefits to progesterone, how it impacts the brain. Like I said, it's a neurosteroid, meaning it's made in the brain in response to a trauma. So it impacts cognition, mood, inflammation, mitochondrial function, which are your little batteries, or we say energy batteries, neurogenesis, your ability to make new nerves, regeneration, to be able to repair the nerves in the brain. It's super important in traumatic brain injury, so a lot of football players, a lot of athletes that have had TBI, auto accidents, it's very helpful with that. And they've also started to use it for men for benign prostate hypertrophy, because that's a proliferative mechanism, meaning it's growing, and so progesterone will go in there and kind of stunt that. So it's kind of interesting. So just one of my many hormones that's my favorite. But once again, just remember, your hormones they're the chemical messengers, and they control a lot of what's going on in your body. So make sure that you're getting properly tested: estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, thyroid, which is something that's missed a lot, especially women in their fourth decade of life. I think that's one of the most important comprehensive testing: T4, free T4, free T3, antibodies, reverse T3, making sure iron levels are also tested. There's so much more. There's information on my website for all that. So anyways, there's the story about progesterone. I call her Priscilla. She is the bestie. She's the best friend, comes in, goes and calms her down. But estrogen, progesterone, even if you don't have, once again, I gotta emphasize, even if you don't have a uterus, she's still important to be in your body, ladies. All right, make it a good one. Can't wait to share another one with you in some upcoming videos. And until next time, see ya.